A rocket 98 meters tall, taller than the Statue of Liberty, or about 30 city buses stacked one on top of the other, turned into a fireball in under 10 seconds, and the flash was visible from over 110 miles away. To put that in perspective, that's like something exploding in downtown LA and people in San Diego still seeing the glow in the sky. And here's the wild part. The rocket hadn't even launched yet. It was just sitting there on the pad, warming up the engines, like that uncle who lets his car idle for 10 minutes before driving to the store so it doesn't stall. Except in this case, the car exploded inside the garage, knocked down the fence, torched the neighbor's yard, and shook houses down the block. Literally, people nearby felt the ground shake inside their homes. Before I explain why our routine test turned into Jeff Bezos' billion-dollar nightmare, do this. If you also think hotfire sounds more like a wrestling finishing move than a rocket test, go ahead and hit like and subscribe because this channel trades sci-fi horror for the real thing. And drop a comment below. Who do you think is winning the space race, Bezos or Musk? I want to read your most brutal takes because that rivalry is about to come up again. Let's get straight into it. What exactly is a hotfire and why did it manage to destroy so much without the rocket ever leaving the ground? Scenario 1, the test that was supposed to be routine. Picture frying a steak, but before you drop it in the pan, you turn on the burner just to check the flame. That's basically what Blue Origin was doing with New Glenn. Firing the engines while the rocket stayed bolted to the pad, no liftoff, just making sure everything worked before the real launch. Except instead of testing a stove burner, they were testing engines capable of generating millions of pounds of thrust. That's like testing whether your shower works by plugging it straight into a nuclear power plant. Scenario 2, what might have gone wrong? There's still no official confirmed cause, and honestly that's a healthy sign. The company chose to say, "We're investigating," instead of making something up, which is already more accountability than most people show at a homeowners association meeting. But the track record fills in the picture. 1 month before this explosion, the same rocket had already failed to put a satellite into the correct orbit. So this wasn't one bad day in isolation. It was more like a team that blows a lead, draws the next game scoreless, and still gets a red card by the end of the season. A string of stumbles that built up to this explosion. And here's the twist that changes everything. You might be thinking, okay, it blew up, but they'll just clean up the debris and move on, right? Wrong. Satellite images showed scorched vegetation stretching in almost every direction around the pad, across an area roughly a kilometer wide, basically torching an entire neighborhood in the blink of an eye. And it didn't stop there. The launch tower, the flame trench, and other critical structures across the complex were visibly damaged. Spoiler, it was bad, and it stayed bad. Theory A, this is just a setback, they'll rebuild fast and stay on schedule. Theory B, this delays the company's lunar plans by months, maybe years. The honest answer is probably Theory B, and here's the part nobody tells you up front. That launch site, known as LC-36, is the only pad capable of handling a rocket the size of New Glenn. There's no backup pad ready to take over tomorrow. It's like the only gas station in your town catching fire. You've still got the car, you've still got a full wallet, but you got nowhere to fill up, so the car just sits there in the driveway looking pretty. And why does this matter beyond Blue Origin losing a massive pile of money? Because New Glenn isn't just an expensive toy for a bored billionaire. It's one of the vehicles NASA is counting on for the Artemis program, which aims to put humans back on the moon before the decade's out. The Blue Moon lander, which was set to use that exact same launch structure to fly later this year, gets delayed right along with it. It's like the one bus that was supposed to get you to the airport breaking down on the day of your flight. You might still make it there eventually, just a lot later than planned and probably missing your connection. And here's the real fuel behind this whole story, and it isn't hydrogen or methane. It's pure, unfiltered ego. Bezos and Musk are locked in a rivalry that feels more like a championship grudge match than serious space science. Every launch, every satellite, every successfully reused booster lands like a flex, disguised as an achievement. After the explosion, Musk sent condolences, calling the accident quite unfortunate, which, let's be honest, carries a bit of a backhanded politeness to it, like a compliment that everyone quietly understands isn't really one. Meanwhile, Bezos posted that it was a tough day, but that the company would rebuild whatever it takes and fly again, because it's worth it. A nice line to say when you've got billions to spare to rebuild an entire launch pad without feeling it in your wallet. The strange part is that despite looking like a disaster movie, nobody was killed or injured, because tests like this already plan for the possibility of something going wrong. There's a safety perimeter, strict protocol, trained personnel ready to clear out fast the moment things heat up for real. In other words, the safety system worked exactly as designed, even though the rocket obviously did not. So here's the thought I want to leave you with. We tend to picture space exploration like a hero movie, always moving forward, always triumphant, with that swelling soundtrack playing underneath. But the truth is that every step toward the moon, toward Mars, toward wherever these people are trying to go, is built on top of a massive pile of explosions, failures, and restarts that never make it into the polished documentary. Maybe the real spirit of space exploration isn't getting it right the first time. It's being stubborn enough to rebuild after everything turns into literal smoke, a burned satellite, and a destroyed launch pad. So here's the question for you. Is this space race going to keep being driven by billionaire ambition and ego, racing to see who gets there first? Or will it eventually become something that actually belongs to all of us? A human project instead of two rich guys fighting over bragging rights? Drop your answer in the comments, because I genuinely want to read what you think. And if this video made your brain go click with curiosity, you know the drill. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next orbit.